they're producing amnesia? How they're producing amnesia? By BZ2 receptor. Okay, benzodiazepine receptor number 2. Benzodiazepine receptor number 2. The same alpha protein. Same alpha protein. Benzodiazepine receptor. The which subunit of GABA receptor we use for benzodiazepine? Gamma. Gamma subunit. Yeah, gamma subunit. So having the two category, the some benzodiazepine also go inside the frontal lobe and then decrease your memory and affect cognition. So decrease cognition, decrease memory, decrease learning is also the side effect of benzodiazepine. Also side effect of benzodiazepine. This one clear? Side effect of benzodiazepine. So they also lead to affect like amnesia and cognition. BZ while BZ2. All benzodiazepine, for example, alprazolam, midazolam, triazolam, oxazepam, clonazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam, diazepam. So all these drugs, these are benzodiazepine. They stimulate BZ1. They also stimulate BZ2. They also stimulate BZ2. Did I clear? So all the benzodiazepine, Zolam family and oxazepam family, all the benzodiazepine, their side effect also including amnesia and decrease cognition. Decrease cognition. Cognition means intellectual learning. Intellectual learning has also decreased. Okay. And other drugs for use for insomnia and anxiety, non-benzo, non-benzo, non-benzodiazepine. In non-benzodiazepine, we having zolpidem, zol, zolpidem, and zaleplon, zaleplon. These two drugs, these are not benzodiazepine in nature. Okay, their structure totally different. Their structure totally different. Understand? These drugs are not benzodiazepine. This not belongs to Zolam and Palm. Not belongs to alprazolam, midazolam. This family. Understand? Their structure totally different. But they also use for an anxiety and insomnia. Zolpidem and zaleplon. Zolpidem and zaleplon. These two drugs, they only go for BZ1. They only go for BZ benzodiazepine receptor 1. They treat your anxiety. These drugs treat insomnia. Understand? Treat insomnia and anxiety. These drugs not go for BZ2. They're not attached with BZ2. So now let me know. So can these drugs causing cognitive problem, cognition issue, amnesia?
No.
No, sir.
Understand? So you can prefer if you want to use non-benzodiazepine for an anxiety purpose, for insomnia purpose, you can prefer zolpidem and zaleplon over. So which drug you use for an anxiety from benzodiazepine?
Zolpidem.
Alprazolam, temazepam,
Yeah.
alprazolam, midazolam. Yeah, short for REM cycle sleep problem, for induction sleep problem, zolam, for REM sleep problem, temazepam and oxazepam. Understand? So those drugs also have a lot of side effect, respiratory depression, serious depression, cognitive problem, if overdose. Understand? So now you can prefer for an anxiety is a simple problem. For an anxiety and insomnia, you can use non-benzodiazepine anxiolytic. Non-benzodiazepine anti-anxiety drug anxiolytic. Understand? Non-benzodiazepine anxiolytic. So BZ1, they just go for BZ1. So these two drugs, all benzodiazepine, they have problem with memory, they disturb memory, also amnesia and cognitive problem. These two drugs have no interference with cognition. They not interfere with memory. They're not causing amnesia. Understand? Zolpidem and zaleplon. Another drug, buspirone. Another drug, buspirone. Okay, another drug, buspirone. Bupropion, bupropion. Not mixed with these two. Buspirone and bupropion totally different. Bupropion used for depression, antidepressant. Okay, buspirone belongs to an anxiety. Buspirone belongs to an anxiety. Buspirone, buspirone have something special. Buspirone not go for GABA receptor. Buspirone go for 5-HT. Serotonin go for serotonin receptor. So serotonin 5-HT1 and 5-HT2 are two receptors for serotonin. Buspirone increase serotonin activity. You know, serotonin also somewhere inhibitory and somewhere excitatory. Okay, also have affinity to inhibit some neuron. If little excitation of neuron in frontal lobe lead to an anxiety, we also can use the buspirone. So can it produce effect side effect like benzodiazepines? No, it's just serotonin related. It's not GABA related. Okay, it also used for an anxiety. Buspirone. Understand? Not mixed bupropion. Bupropion totally different, antidepressant. The name really similar sound, yeah. Buspirone, bupropion. So buspirone is the anti-anxiety drug having relation with 5-HT. Having relation with 5-HT, interfere with 5-HT. Okay, you have no concern with sedation, have no concern with cognition, no respiratory depression like this, no side effect. You can prefer for an anxiety. Also an anxiety. Non-benzodiazepine done for an anxiety. Benzodiazepine for an anxiety and insomnia. Which one? Which group? Zolam first and 2 palm, 1 oxazy and 1 timazi. Timazi and oxazy. Okay. Zolam, Alpra, Mida, Traya. Okay. Non-benzo diazepine for anxiety, insomnia. 1. Zolpidem, Zeliplon, buspirone. Okay, understand? These two drugs just go for BZ1. These two drugs not go for BZ receptor. This go for 5-HT, so serotonin receptor. Okay, and this drug only we use for anxiety. These two drugs you can use for insomnia also and anxiety also. Okay, so these are non-benzodiazepines. Okay, let me know here. Can you reverse zolpidem and zolpidem by using flumazenil? If overdose, can you reverse it?
No.
Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
Easy go for benzodiazepine. Go for BZ1 and BZ2. Yeah. How about this zolpidem and zolpidem? They also go for BZ1. Can you reverse it? Of course you can reverse it because they also using BZ1. Yeah. So overdose of zolpidem, overdose of zolpidem, you can reverse by using flumazenil. How about buspirone? Can you reverse buspirone if overdose by
No.
using flumazenil? No, because they have no concern with BZ receptor. Understand? Flumazenil only act on BZ1 and BZ2 receptor. Understand? Only can reverse BZ1 and BZ2 receptor. Okay, now again come back. Last thing from this chapter. GABA receptor having how many units? Alpha, beta, gamma, and delta. This alpha for GABA, beta for barbiturate. How about this? Gamma. Gamma for gamma also no. It depends upon location. If frontal lobe, then BZ2 okay. Otherwise BZ1 and BZ2. Benzodiazepine receptor 1 and benzodiazepine receptor 2. Understand? So what they're doing, these drugs, which things attach here? Benzodiazepine, oxazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam, alprazolam. All these drugs, they're doing what? They stimulate this part. Yeah. Understand? What you think about flumazenil? Flumazenil attach here and block it only because they only go for BZ1 and BZ2. Yeah. Now let me know, can you reverse barbiturate? Of course not. Can you reverse buspirone? Of course not, because buspirone have no concern with this receptor. Yeah, buspirone go for 5-HT. Okay, now let me know, can you reverse zaleplon and zolpidem? Can you reverse? Yes, because these two drugs going for BZ1. Understand? So flumazenil we can use as antidote for all benzodiazepine. Flumazenil is not an antidote for barbiturate. Okay, flumazenil is not an antidote for buspirone. Flumazenil also can use for which two drugs are non-benzodiazepine, but they also can reverse zolpidem and zolpidem. Zolpidem and zolpidem we also can reverse by using flumazenil in case of overdose. Understand? It's all about anxiolytic and drugs used for insomnia. Okay, anxiolytic and insomnia. Now, move on next chapter. Very, very important. Very important and very important and very tough. Psychosis. Psychosis is a big problem, yeah, as compared to an anxiety. What name you give to anti-anxiety drug? Minor tranquilizer, if you remember. Minor.
Yes.
What's mean tranquilizer? Tranquilizer mean you're mentally disturbed having psychosis or anxiety. Tranquilization mean producing calming effect. Yeah, relax your mind. Producing calming tranquilizer. So if problem is the big, then we need big tranquilizer. Yeah, if the problem is small, then we need small tranquilizer. Minor tranquil anti-anxiety drugs are minor tranquilizer. Antipsychotic drugs are major tranquilizer. Understand? So how many names? Major tranquilizer. Second, antipsychotic. Antipsychotic. Third, neuroleptic. 4-1. Anti, if you remember what is psychosis, schizophrenia, anti-schizophrenic. All four names belongs to one group. Understand? Also known as major tranquilizer, also known as antipsychotics, also known as neuroleptics, also known as anti-schizophrenic. schizophrenic drugs, anti-schizophrenic, neuroleptics, antipsychotic, major tranquilizer. All are the same drugs. Done? Same name. These two drugs belongs to two groups, typical and atypical. Atypical, atypical, and typical. It depends upon disease, okay? Typical and atypical. Typical one, in psychosis, first we try to understand what is psychosis. In psychosis, when disease start, the psychosis the having problem with dopamine. Dopamine is very high where? Dopamine high in limbic system. Dopamine high in limbic system. Understand? The patient disease start. When disease start, that disease known as disease now in stage acute stage. Yeah, disease start. Disease in acute stage. If you remember, if you remember the limbic system where hippocampus, hippocampus, and if also another cingulate gyrus also olfactory bulb, cingulate gyrus, hippocampus, hypothalamus. So all these are main parts of limbic system. The big disturbance, the starting problem in temporal lobe, dopamine very high. Understand? Dopamine very high. So this patient now having psychosis. So what problem in the psychosis? The initially in psychosis, the patient having hallucination. Patient having typical finding of psychosis having hallucination, abnormal behavior. Abnormal behavior. Hallucination is the first symptom. Okay, hallucination is the first symptom. So what type of hallucination more common? Because the issue in temporal lobe. Temporal lobe having relation with hearing, yeah, listening, hearing. The hearing temporal lobe, so now hallucination, visual hallucination, hearing hallucination, smell hallucination. Which hallucination common in psychosis?
The hearing.
Auditory, yeah, auditory, hearing hallucination. That person, but the problem with the patient, attendant explained to the doctor, listening voices without any stimulus. What is hallucination? Without any stimulus. Another problem, some delusions, false belief, illusions and delusions, abnormal behavior. So these things in normal personality not exist. Hallucination is something extra. Delusion something extra. Abnormal behavior. If you behave like normally in society, you are a normal person. If you behave extraordinary, some abnormal fashion, that's abnormal behavior. It means something extra. If something extra, that's why it's known as additional symptom, positive symptom. Understand? It's known as positive symptom. Done? For positive symptom, which neurotransmitter responsible for positive symptom? For acute disease, for starting of disease, dopamine. High level of dopamine. So there's a typically, what's the mean typical word? Typical word means typical disease. Atypical something not irrelevant, like something irrelevant to that disease. That's atypical things, yeah? Typical disease, typical psychosis, patient having typically psychosis. So for typical disease, typical psychosis, this is a real schizophrenia, acute disease, we're using typical antipsychotic. Understand? Typical antipsychotic for starting of disease for what? When if the patient having these symptoms, hallucination, delusions, abnormal behavior, clear? These are positive symptoms. And these symptoms related with dopamine, related with dopamine. Understand? So typical antipsychotics are because these symptoms, why? More dopamine. Understand? Very high level of dopamine. So due to increased stimulation of dopamine, these symptoms there. So what type of these drugs? These drugs are actually anti-dopamine drugs. Understand? These drugs are anti-dopamine drugs. If you not believing that patient, like if a patient, like you're a family attendant here, yeah, you if someone in your family having this issue, if you not believe that patient now doing what, because you're not believing, yeah, have no belief in that person, hey, you're lying there, nothing there, no hallucination, nothing there. So then what person doing? The person thinking that I am socially withdrawn, I am out of society, social withdrawal. That person just sitting alone and thinking. That person having no interest in you, in family member, apathy. That person having no happiness, and anhedonia. Apathy mean no interest, lack of interest. Anhedonia mean anhedonia, A-N-H-O. Anhedonia mean no pleasure, no sadness, nothing. Understand? At last, the patient just want to sit lonely. Yeah. Now patient depression. Undergo depression. That depression is very worse depression. This known as schizoaffective disorder. Schizo means schizophrenia. Affection means mood. Now patient have dual problem here, also psyche, also depression. Okay. So these signs symptoms: socially withdraw, apathy, evolution, anhedonia, because you not believe that patient. The 6 month this issue, if you still not care of that patient, this patient need family support. Understand? If the family member not still supporting that patient undergo chronicity. So chronicity is now in chronic psychosis. It's a chronic psychosis. Clear? So what are these symptoms? The patient think I am totally withdraw from the society, social withdraw. So these symptoms now, these are some negative aspect. Yeah, it's a negativity, some negative aspect of life. Socially withdraw, apathy, like no interest, no happiness, nothing. And these symptoms known as negative symptoms. Understand what are the negative symptoms? The presence of negative symptom, it means disease in chronic phase. The presence of positive symptom mean disease in acute phase. For acute disease, you need typical antipsychotic. For chronic disease, you need atypical antipsychotic. Understand? For chronic disease. These symptoms due to for what reason these symptoms there? These symptom relation with 5-HT. You know when disease start? The disease start with dopamine. Typically disease start with increased dopamine. Yeah. Typically disease start from increased dopamine. Now having a relation with serotonin is something different. Yeah. That's why known as atypical condition now. So the drugs we use here, the related with dopamine, these are not anti-dopamine drugs. Atypical antipsychotics, atypical antipsychotic, they have concern with 5-HT. Clear? They have concern with 5-HT. Serotonin also having problem in depression, if you remember. In many depression disorder, we also can use atypical antipsychotics. It has a relation. Yeah. Atypical antipsychotics relation. These drugs have no concern with dopamine. Okay. These drugs interfere with serotonin receptor. Done. Typical psychotics, typical antipsychotic. These are anti-dopamine drugs. So of course their side effect also different, yeah. Because one drug go for dopamine, block dopamine, and the drug go for serotonin. Of course their side effect also not same. Clear? Their side effects also different because they're attached to different neurotransmitter receptor. So it's enough for this class. That we discuss about the drug groups tomorrow, inshallah. Just try to make a difference between typical psychosis and atypical psychosis. Okay, acute psychosis and chronic psychosis. Acute psychosis, hallucination, delusion, abnormal behavior. These are the first of symptoms. It's acute disease. You prefer typical antipsychotics. Okay. For chronic psychosis, when the patient feeling socially withdrawn, showing no interest, apathy, no happiness, no anhedonia, okay, anhedonia, no happiness there, no interest there, so patient mostly undergo suicide, and then and when they're totally depressed, then they go for suicidal attempt. Okay, chronic disease is very hard to treat. So for that purpose, we use typical antipsychotics. Typical antipsychotics for chronic schizophrenia. Okay. Atypical. Atypical antipsychotic for chronic schizophrenia and typical antipsychotic for acute psychosis or acute schizophrenia. So enough for this class. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue. Assalamu
Okay,
alaikum.
sir. Waalaikumsalam. Thank you,
Allah
sir.
Hafiz.
So
God bless.
Welcome.
yes.